Welcome back, everybody, for the finish of the 1988 Pikes Peak Marathon. You know, it's over 26 miles up and back, but the finish is well worth the wait. Well, it wasn't a record, but it was still a great effort by Matt Carpenter, who braved a wind chill at the summit of -3, plus 70-degree heat at the base of Pikes Peak, to win the 1988 marathon in 3 hours, 38 minutes, and 5 seconds.
It's been a long year of training. I'm really, it's still not soaked in, but it's been my ultimate goal for a year now. I went for the record, and I died, but I feel that's better than not trying. I went out really hard and paid for it up there, but I recovered on the downhill.
Defending champion Sheldon Larson was just about 9 minutes behind Matt as he cruised in to the finish line in 3 hours, 47 minutes, and 8 seconds.
It was tougher today than it was last year, but I hung in there, so maybe I gave it a better effort, even though my time is a little slower.
Conditions in the peak were a little nasty this morning. What was it like?
It was cold, and there was a stiff breeze blowing, which really held me back. But it was, it was clear and everything. It wasn't that bad, but just for the wind.
The third place finisher was Stanley Fox, who came in 3 hours, 51 minutes, and 47 seconds. And he said that pace was about as fast as the leaders could muster.
And we were talking back in the pack, Sobol and Sheldon and I, and we thought maybe we were going out a little too hot.
Yeah.
And we might lose it at 12,000 feet. But I decided then that it felt pretty good for me, so I held the lead to the top, but Matt was way ahead of me by the time I got there. So he had a good substantial lead at that point. Then I stayed a little bit up there at the top to eat watermelon, and Sheldon caught me and went on down, got sandwiched in between.
As for the ladies, Linda Quinlisk captured her second marathon title with a sizzling time of 4 hours, 29 minutes, and 59 seconds. Last year she placed second, so 1988 was very special.
Well, there's just a lot of good women runners, and I just am very grateful. It's something between me and the Lord, I think, and, He gave me the ability. And, I look at, my daughter is hearing impaired, and I take her to a special school, and I look at some of the children, and I think, sometimes I feel sorry for myself when I'm sick and I can't race and everything, and then I think, I'm so blessed, and I wish I could give this trophy to all those kids that I see.
Last year's champion and Linda switched places in 1988. Gail Scott couldn't quite catch Quinlisk. Scott strolled to the finish line in 4 hours, 32 minutes, and 22 seconds.
I did a great job. I'm so pleased. I really am. I ran my best possible race because I ran a smart race. I just came back from Switzerland where I ran in the European Mountain Race Championships. And to be second here a week later is just unreal.
So let's take a look at the top 5 finishers for the guys in the marathon. Matt Carpenter was number 1. Sheldon Larson was in 2. Stanley Fox came in 3. Paul Brennan with a good time of 3 hours, 52 minutes, and 15 seconds in 4th. And Tom Sobol in 5th, 3 hours, 54 minutes, and 13 seconds. For the ladies, here's Rick.
Okay, in first place, Linda Quinlisk with 4:29.59. Gail Scott in 4:32.22, followed by Kathy Britcliffe. Sharon Foster was 4th place. And in 5th place, Michelle Fletcher in 5:08.18.
Now, the average runners came back a little bit later, sometimes an hour later than the winners, sometimes an hour and a half or later, but they still enjoyed the marathon on top of Pikes Peak. Kurt Sandoval has their story.
What started in 1956 with just 13 runners has now grown to 615 of the toughest athletes you'll ever see. The Pikes Peak Marathon, it slugged America's toughest challenge. And to climb 7,000 feet, cover 13 miles, and still realize you're only halfway finished is mind-boggling.
Can't count on the mountain. It's going to do different things to you. It depends on the weather, it depends on how you feel, and you can go up there and feel great and have bad weather and do terrible. You can go up there with bad weather and feel great and do good. It's a totally different run coming down than it is going up. So I approach it from 2 different ways. I think of as a race in 2 different portions. I run the race going up, and I get myself psyched up and run the race coming down. And you run them both totally different. You take shorter steps going up, coming down, you really stretch it out, and try to go for it and try to keep your time up.
Why do they do it? It's more than just a t-shirt. You see, this race attracts all walks of life from all over the country.
And I kind of come up here to race and enjoy the scenery because, it's not like running New York. New York's so ugly that you want to finish up as quick as you can.
or if you don't finish up quick, you might get mugged up there. But it's fun finishing up here.
Yeah, so anyone who finishes this race truly finishes America's toughest challenge. For the Pikes Peak Marathon, I'm Kurt Sandoval, Sports 13.
Well, when we come back, we'll wrap up the 1988 Pikes Peak Marathon in a set, so stay with us.